channel, Patronosaurus Reads. I'm Katie, aka Patronosaurus, and I read. And today I wanted to show you some of the books that I've gotten since my last haul, which was Black Friday, so not even that long ago, but I've kind of accumulated a lot of books since then, and I don't really know when that happened. It's not a lot, but it's enough that I'm tired of having them in a pile on my floor instead of somewhere on my bookshelf. So I'm just gonna go ahead and show you. These are in no particular order. Somehow they've gotten mixed up of like what I bought from where, when. That didn't make sense. I hope you know what I'm saying. I'm just gonna go ahead and go for it. I think I have like 10 or 11 books. So yeah, like I said, not a ton. The first book I bought was All American Girl by Meg Cabot. Fun fact, Meg Cabot was actually my favorite author when I was in like late elementary, middle school times. And I got this from Half Price Books for $1. Love that for me. This book is about a girl who saves the president from being assassinated. And so she's kind of like thrust into the limelight. And she and the president's son are around the same age, and they start to like strike up a little something. I used to own a copy of this book, and it was like this exact edition. Mine was just like, the spine was cracked to the gods. So I'm kind of happy to have this copy that is like all pristine. I've read most of Meg Cabot's books already, and you will be seeing another one in this video. But I remember really liking this one. I remember one year I went to summer camp, and this was the only book I brought with me, and I think I read it 3 or 4 times over the course of that week. Yeah, it's a very quick read, and even like 12-year-old me had a really good time with it. So I'm excited to own this again and see if I still love Meg Cabot as much as I remember loving her books. All right, the next book I have is Daughters of Darkness by L.J. Smith. This is in the Night World series that she wrote, ages and ages ago. If you don't know who L.J. Smith is, she's the author of Vampire Diaries, and she's now kind of dropped off the face of the planet, which makes me sad because there were actually some of her series that were either unfinished, like this series was just like not done, or her favorite series of mine, The Forbidden Game, was definitely left open to have like a spin-off or some kind of continuation, and I would love to see her write more. This series is just like a paranormal book series, and each book follows different people in this world as they're like finding their soulmates or whatever, and trying to kind of stop a war between the night world, which is all the paranormal creatures, and humans. So as you can see, I have these right here, which, wait, okay, oh my gosh. For a second, I saw this was blue and that one was blue, and I was like, wait, did I buy another copy of the same one? I didn't. This is book 2, and these are books 4, 5, and 6. Each like trilogy, the spines make like a little picture, as you can see. It's pretty. I don't know like when they repackaged these, because they used to be just in like those big bind up editions, just like Vampire Diaries, and they were ugly as sin. And then they repackaged them at some point, but like I don't think it was marketed very well, so people didn't know that this was a thing. Because I got this from Half Price Books, not even like from the Half Price Books outlet. So that's where books go to die when they can't sell them at the regular Half Price Books, so it goes to the outlet store. So it was only $3, and it's like so pretty and pristine. The next book I got was The Gentleman's Guide to Getting Lucky by Mackenzie Lee. It's book 1.5 in the, I think it's just called like the Montague Siblings book series, but it's like a little sequel novella to The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue. And this is about Monty and Percy, and I think it's about like their first time, because they're getting lucky. It's like 100 pages, maybe just over that. I paid full price for this. Yeah, $15 for 100 pages. That's a great use of money. But I do love this series. I love Monty and Percy, so I had Christmas money. I figured why not. And the next book I got was The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. You've already seen this many times, probably. I've talked about it in at least like 3 or 4 videos on my channel that has only existed for 6 months. So, you know. This is a hate to love romance, and it's also an office romance, which usually I don't love because it makes me like very uncomfortable, because a lot of times people are actually like having sex in their workplace, and I'm like, but they don't do that in this book. So if that's something that you don't like about office place work romances, maybe you will still like this book. I've said before, I think that this book is everything that a hate to love romance should be. It is so well done. It's so tasty. It's so good. I think that if you are even mildly interested in the book, you should go ahead and pick it up, give it a try. It's delightful. And the next book I got was The Hand on the Wall by Maureen Johnson. This is the third book in the Truly Devious young adult mystery trilogy series. And I'm like so excited to finally have the conclusion to this book, or this whole series rather, completely wrapped up, having the answers to the mysteries. I'm actually listening to the audiobook right now. It was on Scribd, so it turns out I didn't need to buy this, but I'm glad I did. I am just like very happy that I have this, and very soon, I'm about halfway through the audiobook right now, so very soon I will have the full conclusion to the story. And I can already tell you there have been like so many crazy things that have happened in this book that I'm like, I don't know what's happening, like I'm freaking out. I'm just so happy. The next book I want to talk about is Well Met by Jen DeLuca. This is another like kind of hate to love romance. Are we sensing a pattern here? About this woman who signs up to be in this Renaissance fair with her niece because her niece is too young to be in it by herself. She has to have an adult sign up with her. So Emily signs up for it, and she doesn't really get along with the guy who's in charge because he's like very stick in the mud. He wants everything to be in a certain way, and she's like, dude, calm down. So they don't really like each other, except then their characters in the Renaissance fair, like a tavern wench and then a pirate, kind of have a thing going on. So it's a lot of questions of what is real, what's fake, like what are these feelings, and it's so good. This was in my most surprising books of the year video, which if you haven't seen, I'll link in the places. And it was just like so fun. It's just so fun. If you like cute, kind of quirky adult contemporary romances, I think you should pick this up and give it a try, because I thought it was fantastic. The next book I'm going to talk about is actually the only book that I got for Christmas, which I know a lot of people are like, your family knows that you have this booktube channel, they don't get you any books. No, because they don't keep track of the books that I already own or have read. So chances are they would have gotten me a book that I already own or have read, which is the case here. My sister got me a book that she knows I already have, but it's because it is a signed collector's edition of The Hate You Give. So I'm very thankful. Thank you, Annika. I appreciate it. So now I have 3 copies of this book because I have a signed regular edition, I have a collector's edition that is not signed, and then I have this one. So that's a lot of copies of this really incredible book. So I'm totally okay with that. The next book I'm going to talk about, I don't actually have the physical copy with me because it's in my bedroom and I was too lazy to go get it, but the dust jacket was right next to me. So it's The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. I read The Night Circus like last year, towards the end of the year, and I really liked it. I was invited to be in the live show for the Half-Blood Book Club where we're going to talk about this book, which is a group of incredible ladies here on BookTube who every month they invite a different booktuber to join them, and they invited me. This book is for book lovers, about book lovers, by a book lover very clearly. There have been so many little references to really popular book series and authors, and I love that. I'm like, thank you, Erin Morgenstern, like you get me, you understand me. And I don't really know how to say what it's about more than that, because her books are just like very complex and very difficult to describe, but it's really good so far. I'm having a great time. It's just that I can only read like 20 pages at a time before I have to give myself a brain break. And then the next book that I got was Middlegame by Seanan McGuire. This is about It's about like genetic experiments trying to create godlike people. I don't really know. It's Sean McGuire, and I've seen a couple of people absolutely rave about this book, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get it, and I'm sure I'm gonna love it. I just don't know. I've never read a Sean McGuire book that isn't in the Wayward Children series, so I have no idea what her writing is like in a full-length novel. And this is like a chunky full-length novel too, so it's gonna be very interesting. I'm excited to get to this soon. And then the next book I got was Stay Sweet by Siobhan Vivian. This is one that like I just saw at the Half Price Books outlet, and it was $1, and I had seen people talking about it, and I like cute summery contemporaries about girls who work at ice cream shops, which I think is basically what this book is about. And then I got The Hearts We Sold by Emily Lloyd Jones, which I believe is about people, this girl who, like, in this world you sell body parts to demons when you're making like a pact. I don't know. I remember seeing this in like some book boxes when it came out, and there was like a lot of hype immediately when it came out, and then it all died out. So I'm like, oh, was this book not good? Like, what is the tea with this book? But the concept sounds so interesting to me that I really wanted to give it a try for myself. And again, Half Price Books outlet, $3. Like, what am I gonna do? Say no? And the last book that I'm gonna talk about is Avalon High by Meg Cabot. I told you there would be another Meg Cabot book in this video. I didn't really realize that I had my books stacked in such a way that these would be the the bookends. That's so funny. Yeah, so this is another book that I've already read, and it's about King Arthur coming back to life. Not really coming back, being like reincarnated, and a lot of the crazy adventures that go along with that. They actually made a Disney Channel movie about this, well, like based off of this book, and they changed a lot of things in the Disney Channel movie, and I wasn't really here for it. So if you've seen that movie, maybe consider giving this book a try and seeing how it's different, because it's like really different. Also, I think this is probably my favorite of any of Meg Cabot's book covers. I think this is really pretty. Okay, that's it. Those are the books that I have acquired since my last haul. A lot of them are books that I've already read. I think I'm really trying to pare down on buying books that I haven't read yet, just so I'm not buying and unhauling. Like, I want to buy books that I know that I'll like. Let me know what you think of any of these books, if you've read them or if you are excited to read them, especially the ones that I haven't read yet. Let me know if maybe you want to do a buddy read. I have done very few buddy reads, and I would like to do more. I feel like it sounds like fun. Leave a comment, like, and subscribe. That's what YouTubers say. I'll see you guys next time.